If someone had told me that starting a business would be like riding a roller coaster, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have bought a ticket. But somehow, I didn't just get on the ride, I ended up in the front seat. I had held a stable job for many years, waking up every morning, going to work and coming home. Life lacked nothing, yet deep inside, I always felt an emptiness. I dreamed of the freedom to pursue what I was passionate about, but I was also afraid of uncertainty. One morning, as I looked out the window, I suddenly realized something. If I never tried, I would never know. So I decided to leave my safe job and begin a new journey, the journey of starting my own business. The day I decided to leave my stable job, I wrestled with the decision. At first, it was just a fleeting thought, but gradually it became a constant question circling in my mind. Am I really capable? What if I fail? What will my family think? I had everything many people dreamed of, a good job, a peaceful life. But that was exactly what made me feel stuck. Like a ship anchored safely at port, never setting sail. Every day I asked myself, is this how I'm going to live forever? Repeating the same tasks that never sparked any real passion. Finally, one evening, as I sat in my home office, I reached for my laptop, stared at the blank screen, and asked myself, do I dare to step outside, to face the unknown? And I made my decision. Even though I wasn't certain, I understood one thing. If I didn't try, I would never know. When I started, nothing was as I had imagined. The feeling of freedom I thought would be amazing was quickly replaced by worry and confusion. In those first days, I had to do everything, from market research, designing the website, to finding customers, especially the financial decisions, where every penny had to be carefully calculated. I had thought I could manage everything easily, but the truth was, it was far from simple. During those late nights of working, I kept wondering if I was doing the right thing. One morning, I looked at the sales figures and felt overwhelmed when things still weren't meeting expectations. In those moments, I questioned whether I had taken the wrong path, whether I could continue. But then, I remembered why I had started. I didn't want to return to my old life. So I pushed on, even when I was tired, even when I was uncertain, because I knew there is no easy road, only perseverance leads to success. The first few months were a string of failures, one after another. Even though I had done my best, things didn't go according to plan. I spent a lot of time building the website, but when it launched, it didn't attract the attention I had hoped for. Ads were ineffective, sales didn't grow, and customers didn't respond. These failures made me feel like I was wasting time, effort, and money. There were nights I sat in my office, mentally blank, wondering if I was doing the right thing. There were moments I nearly gave up, ready to return to my old job where everything was stable. But I remembered my reason for starting, not to avoid hardship, but to seek a different life, a life driven by passion. Failure is inevitable in any journey. I understood that every setback was a valuable lesson. No matter how hard it got, I chose to get up and keep going, because I believed that only through persistence would I reach success. Success didn't arrive with fanfare, fireworks, or spotlights like in fairy tales. It came quietly, little by little, like morning sunlight filtering through the window after a long night. The first sign was a small order email. I remember the nervous feeling as I opened it, reading it over and over to make sure it wasn't a mistake. That first order, though modest, gave me the belief that all the effort of the past months hadn't been in vain. Bit by bit, things began to change. I received positive feedback from customers. They liked the product, they shared their experiences, and they recommended it to others. Nothing made me feel more grateful than reading a message that said, "Thank you, your product truly helped me." That was when I realized I wasn't just running a business, I was creating real value. The biggest surprise came when a regular customer, who had placed several orders, gave me a referral to a large company. At first, I thought it was just a polite compliment, but a few weeks later I received a call from a representative of that company. They wanted a long-term partnership. I could hardly believe it. A project I once worked on alone from my living room was now being discussed in the meeting rooms of people I had only seen online before. But success isn't just about numbers or contracts. What I gained was far more than that. It was the transformation in myself. I became more patient, more optimistic, and most importantly, I believed in myself. Those early days of doubt and uncertainty had become a precious part of my journey. I no longer feared failure, because I understood that each stumble brought me one step closer to my goal. I also realized that sometimes the biggest surprise isn't achieving success, but discovering how strong you really are. Looking back on the journey, from sleepless nights and moments of near surrender to the trust and smiles of customers, I felt it was all worth it. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm sure of one thing. Life truly begins when you dare to change and believe in yourself. The journey of entrepreneurship is rarely smooth and certainly not for those who give up easily. But when you dare to step out of your comfort zone, you'll discover things that are both surprising and worthwhile. Success doesn't come overnight. It's the result of relentless effort, failures, and valuable lessons. I've learned that there's no easy road, but if you persist and believe in yourself, you'll overcome any challenge. Today, looking back, I'm not only proud of what I've achieved, but proud that I had the courage to leave safety behind to live with passion. Dare to dream and take the leap, because life truly begins when you dare to change. Thank you for listening to my story. Please leave a story about your life in the comment section below.